Okay, good morning, mister. This day I'm going to explain about doing business in El Salvador. This is a short presentation about the most important business in El Salvador. Now, the course is Technical English Applied to Law. The teacher name is William Roberto Maya. Name of the students are Rivera Herrera José Alberto, Leiva Martínez Silvia Patricia, Rivas Guerrero Carlos Luis. The first one's business in El Salvador is the legal system. What is the legal system? Now, according to the Peace Accord signed in 1992, this is the most important amendment introduced in the Constitution to focus to establish on democracy and respect for the human rights. Now, in this part, we have the freedom to contract, freedom to speech, private property, legal equality, habeas corpus, the right to the legal proceeding, and free disposal of one property and right to resolve disputes through arbitration. Now, the legal system, we have the all capacity or all liberty or all freedom to say all things that I put signed in 1992 in the Peace Accords. The foreign investment. Now, in this part, focus to the Dominican Republic of Central American Free Trade Agreement. This agreement is the important because this is to introduce to the complete set of trade regulation that implement the equal treatment. You say how? Because this equal treatment to the foreign investor. Now this equal or this treatment is to the different person or different companies or different investors to travel the different country to the El Salvador and to put your company. Now the equal treatment is the same how the investor of our country is the same treatment is equal for us. What grant or incentive are available to investor? Now, this is incentive for the investor as general, expanding to procedure, freedom to make investment of any kind, and facilitation of the transfer of a fund abroad. The last one said the facilitation of transfer. Now, they have the decision to use the transfer, the money, the product, the market, the all different things. They have the decision to transfer the different way. They have the different freedom. They have the freedom to make the different contract or with the different company. Now the business vehicles. Now we have three points very important: registration formality, share capital, and non-cash consideration. Now in this it's very complicated to explain, but in the registration formalities, the public did or the person need to apply the vehicle law to business because need to listen to drive in the street with a legal permission, but need to share capital to make a owned company with the minimum of capital required is about the $11,428 to require the minimum capital to shareholders for a person in the company. Now non-cash consideration. In this part is the said share can be issued for non-cash consideration once the minimum capital is paid. See above share capital. However, there are a number of formalities which must be complete with issue share for non-cash consideration. Now we have the decision. They have the decision to make. How can I make the transaction to do for the card that we have with a no cash consideration, but with a contract legal with a sign with a lawyer employees. The labor code in 1972 regulates that if the employees and employer have a good relationship, because in the labor code requires the written employment agreement, the employees all management and representation to be consulted in relationship to corporate transaction, and is reason is there residing in El Salvador more than 200 days in a year. Now, in this part, the employees we have the old mission to have a good relationship with the employers and employees to make a good business in El Salvador. The tax resident business entities pay income tax to the worldwide income at the rate of 25%. Now you can see that tax is paid, or obligation to pay in the different, is very important to pay around the world or the worldwide, because the tax worldwide is at 25%. Now the dividends to pay are not taxed. Now it is very important because the dividends are very different to tax. Now, and you can see that tax can be a variability. In some places have to 25% for the company interest to pay this tax, and another one have that 20% to withholding rate on the taxes. What is competition? In this part, the competition is largely regulated under the competition law. Now, this is the competition, could be the competition of the companies, because I have for example, I have my company, I have the decision how I protect my company, how I enforce my company, or length of protection that I make in my company. This is very important because all these things is we need to apply of the competition law, and the competition of superintendents competition are required to selective approval. A marketing agreement. This is important for different companies to the mini companies or micro companies. Now, because the marketing agreement is the agency agreements are regulated in the same way as distribution agreements. See about distribution. Now, this marketing applies to the save the different or solve different problems to protect the local company. This is applied to company to make the different problem you have in your company. They have the obligation to solve your problem that you have in that company. This is very important to the marketing agreement. E-commerce. Now, when you're talking about e-commerce, you know about the WIPO, the World Intellectual Property Organization. Now, or WIPO, this is the entity responsible to domain or dispute has a due relationship or to prohibit custom duties on electronic products. Now, this is important because it's the most important things that we had in El Salvador in data protection. What is data protection? There are not specific data protection law. The closer regulations are those for trade secrets, ban secrecy, and consumer rights under consumer protection legislation to guarantee accurate information. Now it's very important because the data protection focus to protect the different business of the bank of the company. And the product liability is to inform to the law if when you buy a computer you have the product, the ability to prove that its product is mine, or if the person that bought. Okay, this is a short presentation of business doing in El Salvador, and thank you for your attention. Have a nice day.